Hello, YouTube. I wanted to do a video about an image that me and my wife captured a while ago in one of our favorite places to image from, which is Alabama Hills here in California. Pretty dark sky. I think it's a Bortle too. And it's the one printed behind me, a piece of it, which is the Rho Ophiuchi cloud complex next to the Milky Way. It's been fascinating, both of us, for a long time, and a couple of years ago we had the time to do it. We sat in the desert for a night. It was amazing. We even had music around from some campers that decided to make a nice atmosphere for everyone. It's not that complicated of a setup. Here's the actual imaging train, the Nikon d850 with the Zeiss 85mm 1.4 lens, very good lens. We stopped it down to f2.4 so that we can try to fix some of the battle distortion and some of the star deformations. It okay. I mean, it's not really a astrophotography lens, so I didn't expect perfect stars in the corners, but it did okay. So let's take a look at what we have and see what image we came up with. So here's a single image straight out of the camera. There was a small tracking errors here. We used the Fornax Light Track 2, and I think there's about an hour and 20 minutes of total integration. Now the stars in the corners, like I said, not an astrophotography lens. Next time I think I'll stop it at the f4, but it's not perfect. But I think still, I'm not really here to capture stars, but nebulosity and those kind of things. So I'm gonna make do with what I have. Here's the actual Rho Ophiuchi complex. You can actually see it with the naked eye if you go to a dark enough sky. It's just branching off Sagittarius in the Milky Way. So here's the stack. Again, for those of you who have imaged with DSLRs, flats are something you need to do, and as you can see, there's some vignetting happening. I did take flats. I did try to flat field this as much as I could. It wasn't as successful as I could have done it. So this is the actual stacked file. Looks good. The stars are good. There's a cluster here that's been captured, and I think it's pretty decent to start with. Again, not happy with these kind of seagulls here, but I think I can fix these. There's not a problem. So moving on, let's take a look at what happens with the processing. So I did my blood exterminator. I did some stretching. I removed the green and SCNR because I really wanted to capture Rho Ophiuchi and the blue horsehead that's next to it. So with 85mm, I had enough kind of a wide field view to capture these. So after some more processing, I removed the stars and I came up with this. Now I try to fix the flat field in the corners, the vignetting as much as I could. It's not perfect, but the seagulls are gone. The nebulosity is clearly visible. The dark nebulosity is more visible, and I hope this year I can capture maybe 5 or 6 hours with a bigger aperture lens, like a 120 or 180, and then mosaic it. So here's the starless image. Let's move on to the final images. So there's two here. I can't decide which one's better. This one doesn't have as aggressive corner vignetting fixes. This one does. I like the one on the right personally because I feel like it does bring some of this kind of cloud nebulosity here. One more thing to kind of notice, if you don't have proper flats in your camera does have like a weird vignetting pattern. You can see that the center sometimes is a little bit brighter than the rest. Flats should kind of equalize it. That's why they're called flat fields. But again, not the simplest thing. And I modified my camera since, so I can't really take flats. Now this camera is a H alpha camera, so it will do even more amazingly when I use it this year. Still really happy with the images. And finally, this is what I was trying to achieve. A mosaic of the center of the Milky Way with the Lagoon Nebula, the Trifid Nebula, the Eagle somewhere at the bottom here, and then Rho Ophiuchi and the blue horsehead. Now, this mosaic is really hard to kind of be happy with. There's still some issues with it, so it's just a proof of concept. We'll reshoot it this year and hopefully I can get my wife to appear in some of these videos as well. Now here's the two images that I think are some of the best that we've done on this object, and hopefully we can do better in the future. Excited to see what you guys think about it, and until next time, clear skies.